Hey, what's up, YouTube? So today I got a special video for all of you. Today I'm going to be doing my top 5 bold predictions for the 2020 NFL fantasy football season. It's still pretty early, but these are some predictions that I really like, and I think they're actually going to come true next season. So at number 5, we got Josh Allen finishing as a top 3 QB in fantasy. Yeah, buddy, Bills Mafia, stand up. Let's go. Because I really believe in Josh Allen. So a lot of people talk about how he's not that great of a quarterback, a real-life quarterback at least. But in fantasy, I think he's an absolute beast. I mean, he just runs the ball. He takes so much of the running game on that Bills offense, and he passes. He does a bunch of deep passes. You got John Brown, who's an absolute speedster. Then they recently added Stephon Diggs, so they're a really fast receiver, great route runner. He's going to be catching a lot of deep passes from Josh Allen. They got Cole Beasley in the slot, Dawson Knox at tight end. They have a good O-line. And then also their schedule looks really easy for the first half of the season. If you can see at the bottom left corner, they're facing the Jets, Dolphins, Rams, Raiders, Titans, Chiefs. These are all really weak defenses, and I expect Josh Allen to be putting up some really nice fantasy points those games. Second half gets a little tougher, but I definitely see him still doing well and finishing as a top 3 quarterback. So as you can see here, he had back-to-back seasons of rushing in 2018 and 2019 with over 500 rushing yards. He also had 8 rushing touchdowns, which is absurd in 2018, and 9 rushing touchdowns in 2019. He's a quarterback, and he's at 8 and 9 rushing touchdowns back-to-back years. And then I believe this is finally the year that the Bills will win the division over the Patriots, over the Dolphins, and over the Jets. So number 4, we got Nick Chubb finishing as a top 5 running back. Yeah, you heard that right. So Kevin Stefanski has taken over as the head coach, and if you look at what he's done with Dalvin Cook, what he did with Dalvin Cook last year, it was pretty incredible. I mean, he ran for over 1,100 yards. He had 13 touchdowns. And I mean, he was just eating. He was like a top 5 back last year. Dalvin Cook was finally able to stay healthy, and he went off. Nick Chubb last season, I mean, he had head coach Freddie Kitchens, and he was just terrible. I mean, he had terrible play calls. He didn't know what he was doing. Even though Chubb had a lot of red zone carries, he just wasn't getting in because the O-line was really bad. And now they recently improved the O-line with Jack Conklin and Jedrick Wills, which Jedrick Wills is a first-round pick, offensive tackle from Alabama. He's a beast, and also Jack Conklin. He's one of the best offensive tackles in the league. So you got left and right tackle, boom, boom, just plug him in. And I believe that now the offensive coordinator of the Browns is Alex Van Pelt, who really has he's a track record with running the ball. He coached Fred Jackson at Buffalo, and he coached LeGarrette Blount in 2010 with the Bucs. So yeah, Stefanski and Van Pelt teaming up together, they're definitely going to give Chubb a heavy workload. The only worry is Kareem Hunt is in the backfield. I mean, if he wasn't there, then Chubb would easily be a top 5 running back, I would say. Kareem Hunt's definitely going to take some of the passing downs, but I still see Chubb producing a bunch of fantasy points, scoring a lot of touchdowns. Number 3, we got J.K. Dobbins outscoring Mark Ingram in fantasy. Yeah, so J.K. Dobbins is someone I love for fantasy in 2020. I definitely love him even more in 2021, just when I think Mark Ingram's going to be gone, or he's going to be the backup for Dobbins. So I definitely see Dobbins starting by 2021. But yeah, he was an absolute beast at Ohio State, ran for over 2,000 yards. And he was drafted in the 2nd round by the Ravens. So you can see that they definitely wanted him badly because, I mean, Ravens needed receiver help. But they saw Dobbins, and I guess they thought there was a lot of value, and they really wanted him. And then Ingram suffered a calf injury last season. And I guess that's also worrisome for the Ravens. He suffered in week 16. And then Eric DeCosta, GM for the Ravens, said that he even sees Dobbins as a 3-down back. So I could see Dobbins and Ingram splitting the workload, but I think in the second half of the season, Dobbins is going to take over and really dominate that backfield. He can catch passes. You can see him. He's a 3-down back, so he's going to do it all. And then the Ravens were the number 1 rushing offense in the NFL in 2019, so I definitely see big things coming for Dobbins in 2020. He's going to go ham. And as you can see, the average draft position of Mark Ingram is for the 40th pick, and you can get Dobbins with the 70th pick. So I definitely like taking Dobbins the 6th round, 7th round. If he slips, he sometimes goes earlier, but with Ingram's ADP, you got to take Dobbins. Dobbins' value is way better than Ingram's. At number 2, I have Mike Gesicki finishing as a top 7 tight end in the 2020 NFL fantasy season. So I'm expecting a massive breakout year from Gesicki in the 2020 NFL season. The Dolphins didn't really add any receivers or tight ends to compete for targets. They only added Malcolm Perry in the 7th round of the draft, who's a running back hybrid, quarterback, receiver. So there's really not much competition for Gesicki. There's just Preston Williams, Devontae Parker, Albert Wilson, and then like a couple of like dusty tight ends. So Preston Williams is coming off an ACL tear, which worries me a bit. Players that come back from an ACL tear usually don't perform that great. So I really see it just being the Devontae Parker and Mike Gesicki show. And also, Gesicki, he's an amazing athlete. I mean, he's 90, as you can see in the bottom left corner, he's in 90th percentile for all of his workout metrics. He ran a 4.54 as a tight end, which is just incredible. I mean, you see that like on wide receiver 40-yard dashes, but on a tight end, that's pretty rare. The 2020 season is going to be his third season in the NFL, and I think he's finally going to get accustomed really to the NFL. Last season was his second season. He had over 500 yards. It was a pretty good season, but I think this year he's definitely going to have a massive breakout year. He's really improved his route running, and he's got a lot better at catching. So I really see next season a massive breakout. So look for him to finish as a top 7 tight end. And finally, number 1, I have Calvin Ridley finishing as a top 10 receiver in the 2020 NFL fantasy football season. So you guys remember Chris Godwin's breakout in 2019? Well, I really see Calvin Ridley having a similar type breakout season. Chris Godwin, I remember he was being drafted around in May. Yeah, in April and May he was being drafted in like the 8th round. And then like June, July, he started going like 7th round, 6th round, and later on, like in August, when a lot of people were drafting, he started going in like the 4th and 5th round. So Calvin Ridley right now he's being drafted in like the 5th round, 4th round. But I think later on, like July and August, he's gonna be taken like in the 3rd round. I don't know, maybe late 2nd. But yeah, so no Mohamed Sanu and no Austin Hooper anymore for the Falcons. So a lot more targets are gonna go Ridley's way and Julio Jones' way. I definitely look for Ridley to have over 100 targets. And then Falcons did trade for Hayden Hurst, the tight end from Baltimore. They traded him. They got him for like a 2nd round pick and like a 5th round pick, which is not bad. I mean, you could see that they actually really wanted him if they're trading him for a 2nd round pick. But I think this limited offseason is going to hurt Hayden Hurst because he's not going to be able to establish that chemistry with Matt Ryan. So I don't really see Matt Ryan really looking his way in the beginning part of the season. Maybe later on, like once they get a chemistry going, Matt Ryan and Hayden Hurst will have that connection going, and more passes will be thrown his way. So yeah, Ridley had back-to-back years of over 800 yards. He hasn't hit 1,000 yards yet, but I can definitely see him having over 1,000 yards next season. And also I could see him having double-digit touchdowns because in 2018 he had 10 touchdowns. In 2019 he had 7 touchdowns. So double-digit touchdowns is definitely in the realm of possibilities again, or for Calvin Ridley. And also division this upcoming season is going to be a lot tougher, and there's going to be I think a lot more higher scoring games because Tom Brady obviously the Bucks. Then you got Teddy Bridgewater with the Panthers. You got the LSU offensive coordinator going to the Panthers. You got Drew Brees still with the Saints. So I definitely see. I've checked the over/unders for a lot of the games, and they've been like 47 and over for the Falcons games and within that division. So Calvin Ridley finishing as a top 10 receiver. That's my number 1 bold prediction for the 2020 NFL season. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and leave any comments down below if you want to see me do any fantasy drafts. Please comment down below. I'm thinking about doing those very soon.